The ambassador disguise. Learning objectives. 1. Understanding that love and wit can conquer all. 2. Developing a positive outlook in all the situations. Warm up. Anuj loves to play chess, but his king loses his queen. To find his queen, he must travel a rough path. His journey includes 2 challenges. Help Anuj to find a queen for his king. Unscramble the letters. Circle the one that does not belong to them. Help Anuj to find a queen. Many years ago, in the palace of Vladimir, a great Russian prince of Kiev, and all their nobles were boasting. One noble boasted of his strength, another showed off his wisdom. Others boasted of their wealth or their trusted horses. One noble, stalwart Gordonowitch, said nothing at all. He said with a dreamy look on his face. Prince Vladimir noticed this and asked, "Why are you silent, Stav? Have you nothing to say?" Great Prince replied, "Stav, I have nothing to boast of except my wife, Katrina. She is young and beautiful, braver and more skillful than any warrior here. She can shoot with a bow, sing like a nightingale, and enchant everyone with her harp, and no one here will ever beat her at chess." "Is that so?" interrupted the prince. "Yes, indeed, great prince," replied Stav. "She could easily defeat all your nobles, and pardon me for saying so, great prince, but you are no match for her either." The prince became very angry when he heard this. He glared at Stav and said, "You have gone too far this time. How dare you say that I am no match for your wife?" The prince pointed a finger at Stav and turning to one of his guards and exclaimed in the wrath, "Take this man away, throw him into the dungeon, give him oats and water, nothing more. Now go." The guard did as he was instructed. He threw Stav into a cold, dark dungeon. The only light came from a small window with thick iron bars. High up near the ceiling, all Stav could see was the sky. He sat on the cold stone floor feeling very sad. As night fell, Stav looked out of the window at the stars in the sky. "Alas," he thought to himself, "I have served the prince for 9 years, and this is how he repays me. I am sorry I hurt the prince, but I only spoke the truth about my wife. I hope someone tells Katrina where I am." Katrina heard what happened to her husband. She tried to visit him the following day, but the guards would not let her in, so she thought of a plan to rescue him. Katrina called together her band of 30 archers, 30 chess masters, and 30 musicians. She told them she needed their help to rescue her husband, and they agreed to help her. The next day, Katrina got ready. She wore a suit of armor with a helmet to cover her face. She carried a bow and some arrows, a club of steel, and a long lance. Perched on her left forearm was a hooded falcon. She mounted a tall black horse. When her friends arrived, she set off for the palace, leading them. A short distance from the walls of the city, Katrina told her followers to wait. She rode by herself into the city and went to the great hall of the palace. All the people thought she was a great warrior. Of course, no one guessed she was a woman. Katrina bowed to Prince Vladimir. "I am the ambassador of King of Greece," she announced. "I have come to collect tribute from you. If you refuse to pay, my army of 40,000 men will attack your city." Prince Vladimir trembled with fear. "Give me time to think, Ambassador," he begged. "Time is precious," roared the ambassador. "I want your answer now. Pay the tribute or we will attack. If you cannot pay, then give me your niece, Zabava, to be my wife." The prince's niece, Zabava, was a beautiful and clever girl. The prince loved her dearly. There was nothing in the world he would do to harm her. At this time, Zabava was sitting in the great hall, watching and listening to all that was said. The prince asked her, "Beloved niece, only you can save us. What are we to do?" "Dear uncle," replied Zabava, "I obey you in all matters, but I cannot marry a woman. This ambassador is not a man but a woman. See how the ambassador talks and walks. Look at the ring marks on her delicate fingers." "You may be right," agreed the prince, "but what can we do to find out if ambassador is a man or a woman?" A little later, Prince Vladimir spoke to the ambassador. "Dear ambassador," said the prince, "my niece is fond of people with great skill. I can only allow her to marry you if you can show us you are skillful. Come, show us if you can play harp." A harp was brought and Katrina began to play it and sang. The nobles were enchanted with the music, but no one could tell whether the ambassador was a man or a woman. Then the prince asked the ambassador to play a game of chess. The prince was the best player in the land. He believed if the ambassador was a woman, she would lose. Much to the prince's astonishment, the ambassador won the game. The prince turned to Zabava. "There is no woman," he whispered. "I am sure she is," replied Zabava. The prince thought for a while, then said to the ambassador, "Let us now try some archery." The prince, the ambassador, and the nobles all went outside into a large courtyard. A golden ring was set up at one end, and the prince placed a steel knife behind it. First, the prince shot 3 arrows at the target. The arrows passed through the ring but did not hit the knife. Then the ambassador shot an arrow at the ring. The arrow hissed like a snake as it flew. It passed through the ring and cut itself into 2 against the edge of the knife. The prince was not sure that the ambassador was a man, but Zabava still did not agree with him. "I shall not marry a woman," she cried. "The ambassador may shoot arrows just like a man, but he talks, walks, and sits just like a woman." The prince became angry. "You are being silly," he said. "I ordered you to marry the ambassador. Go prepare for your wedding." Zabava ran off in tears. The prince told the ambassador that his bride would soon be ready, but Katrina decided to put an end to the game. She said to the prince, "Before the wedding, let us fight each other. Let us see who is stronger." Trembling at the suggestion, the prince said, "Ambassador, there is no one here who is your match." "Oh dear," replied Katrina, "is there no one? I was looking forward to some sport. Perhaps there is a brave warrior in your dungeons who could fight me?" Yes, there is," said the prince, smiling and remembering Stav Godinovich. He immediately ordered his guards to bring Stav from the dungeons. Soon, Stav Godinovich arrived. He was ordered to put on a suit of armor and mount a horse. When Stav was ready, he and the ambassador galloped into a nearby field. All the nobles went to watch the great fight. The ambassador and staff rode towards each other and then leaped from horse to horse. They threw their steel clubs in the air, then rode straight towards the prince. The terrible ambassador of Greece took off her helmet and threw it at the feet of the prince. Katrina's beautiful long hair fell down over her shoulders. The noble gasped in surprise. "Great prince," laughed Katrina, "I have rescued my husband from your dungeons. You must agree he was right to boast of my skills. Now farewell." And laughing together, Katrina and Stav Godinovich rode away. Fine meaning. Boast, to praise or speak highly about oneself. Dungeon, a strong underground poison. Club, a heavy stick with a thick end used as a weapon. Lance, a long wooden weapon with a pointed steel head used by horsemen. Tribute, a payment made by one ruler to another as an expression of esteem. Ambassador, an official of the highest rank sent by one country to another as a representative. Exercises. Creative expression. Tell your story. What kind of message does the author want you to understand through the story The Ambassador? Write down the message in 40 to 50 words. Cross-curricular connect. Learning by doing. Which character you connect the most in the story? Read out the most favorite dialogue of the character with proper voice modulation and gestures. Exercise time. Answer the following questions. 1. What was the name of the king? Answer. The king's name was Vladimir. 2. Why did he throw Stauber in prison? Answer. The prince became angry when Stauber said the prince would not be a good match for his wife. Prince ordered his soldiers to throw Stauber in prison. 3. Who came to rescue Staub? Was she allowed to meet him? Answer. Staub's wife Katrina came to rescue him. 4. Was it a fair deal to disguise the king to rescue Staub? Share your opinion. Answer. Yes, it was a fair deal to disguise the king to rescue Staub because the prince would never release Staub on his own, and in order to teach him a lesson, it was a good idea to disguise the king. Find their meaning. 1. Harp, a kind of string instrument. 2. Ease, comfort. 3. Beard, to look curiously. 4. Growled, scream. 5. Suggestion, advise. 6. Galloped, to go at the fastest speed. 7. Boost, an increase in power. 8. Dungeon, an old underground prison. Fill in the blanks. 1. The king felt insulted because Stauber told him not to be a good match for his wife. 2. Staub said, the only thing I have to speak about is my wife Katrina. 3. Katrina asked help from her archers, chess masters and musicians. 4. The prince requested to play a harp with the ambassador. Match the following. Column A. 1. This is the boy. 2. This is the path. 3. This is the story. 4. This is the woman. Column B. Which led me to the railway station? Who left her child here? Whom I met yesterday? That my grandma told me. Answer. This is the boy whom I met yesterday. 2. This is the path which led me to railway station. 3. This is the story that my grandma told me. 4. This is the woman who left her child here. Take the right option. 1. Staub was ordered to put on a suit of armor and mount a horse, B. Elephant, C. Donkey. Answer. A. Horse. 2. Katrina brought a dash and started to play and sing. A. Harp, B. Guitar, C. Violin. Answer. A. Harp. 3. Peered out the window at the stars as night fell. A. Star, B. Prince, C. Zabawa. Answer. A. Star. 4. Was the Baba able to recognize the ambassador as a woman? A. Yes. B. No. C. Was in doubt. Answer A. Yes. Conceptual understanding. Tell your story. Based on the chapter, state who said these lines to whom. 1. Let us now try some archery. 2. I shall not marry a woman. 3. I have rescued my husband from dungeons. Communication, writing skills. What do you think the prince did after Katrina rescued her husband? Did he let them go or did he try to regain his honor? Write about it in your own words. Reading skills. Read this line and discuss the questions. I have come to collect tribute from you. A. Who said these words to whom? B. Why did the person say the above lines? C. What happened to the person who came to collect tribute at the end? Listening and speaking skills. Frame at least 10 questions from the story, The Ambassador. Work with a classmate. Ask your classmate questions and let your classmate ask you questions. Find out what you both have in common. Let's learn spellings. Put these words in alphabetical order. Knock, recess, wrap, balloon, wooden, before, blind, frozen. Answer: balloon, before, blind, knock, recess, wooden, wrap. Circle the correct spellings of the words you see. 1. Birthday. B I R T H D A Y. Birthday. 2. Dream. D R E A M. Dream. 3. Sleeve. S L E E V E. Sleeve. 4. Summer. S U M M E R. Summer. Let's learn grammar. Verbs. Underline the past tense of verbs in the following passage. Once upon a time, a crocodile lived in the river. One day, he was swimming along in the warm water. He felt starving that morning and wanted some food. Suddenly, he saw a boy on the bank. The boy was fishing in the stream. The crocodile crept towards the boy. Vocabulary time. 1. Write the plural form of the following words. A. Worry. B. Lorry. C. Cherry. D. Lady. E. Lily. 2. See if you can find the nouns which help to make these adjectives. Life skills. Coping with emotions. Creative thinking is the ability to consider something in a new way. Katrina sought to protect her husband from danger. She dressed up creatively and saved his life. 1. Imagine that your friend has lost her favorite watch. How would you help her? 2. You participated in the zonal competition. Your science teacher wants you to come up with creative and unique ideas. What would you do?